let me give you two examples about how they are taking our freedom away. Okay. So a friend of mine runs a company in LA. He gets an email from what looks like probably a bot, but it could be an Israeli troll, whatever it is. But somebody writing in saying, we found out that one of your American workers is an anti-Semite and you should fire her. And he's like, really? Oh, I didn't know that. What did she do? Did she attack someone? Did she say something outrageous? And he finds out that she had put up a Palestinian flag during the genocide in support of like, hey, I'm against the genocide, these poor people, on her Facebook account. That's it. Nothing against Israel.
You're allowed to have that view. You can support the Palestinians. You can support Hamas. You can support whatever you want as an American.
But she's not supporting Hamas.
I get it. But let's just remind ourselves that we have a full range of intellectual freedom because of the First Amendment and because God gave us those rights, not any administration. So you cannot allow infringement on those rights.
She doesn't even say anything against Israel, let alone Jews. She just says, just has the Palestinian flag. They're like, that's just an average American. It's not Tucker Carlson. It's not Cenk Uygur. She doesn't have a show. She's just a random American. Now, all of a sudden, the Israelis are emailing your boss and saying, if they dare even support the Palestinians, treat them as humans, they're anti-Semites and they should be fired. No, that's oppression. That's oppression, and it's against the average American. I can't stand it. Okay, so you and I get attacked.
Certainly is oppression.
Yeah, exactly nonstop. But I get it. We're in the media. We're in wars, right? These information wars, these media wars, etc. But leave average Americans out of it, and they won't tolerate it. They won't tolerate any dissent at all.
What is that?
Because so you know why, Tucker? It's worked for them. So now that leads to the second example, Barry Weiss, right? So Barry Weiss claims she's like. Remember when she was at the New York Times, she's fighting against cancel culture. Our college campuses have been taken over by cancel culture.
Well, she promoted cancel culture when she was on the campus of her college, Columbia, when she pushed for anyone who was against Israel to be silenced. I mean, she's always been for cancel culture.
Exactly. So she actually started her career as a student who went around saying, I'm proudly Zionist and I'm going to try to take out Arab and Muslim professors who don't toe the line for Israel. So she got famous doing cancel culture on college campuses.
Oh, I remember very well.
Then she pretends in the middle of her career that she's against cancel culture, specifically on college campuses. I mean, the lie is so brazen, right? Know. And then she goes to Free Press and then starts cancel culture again on college campuses. They spoke out against Israel. They should be fired. They should be arrested.
Oh, yeah.
It's wait.
I'm a dangerous Nazi.
Yeah, wait. You're talking about arresting Americans for disagreeing with another government, with another country. I mean, if you're not bothered by that, then you have a servant mindset, right?
Yes.
These folks obviously have 94% of Congress. They obviously, pro-Israel factions have almost all of establishment media. We can come back to why, okay? And I'm okay with it. I will serve them. Well, I'm not okay with it. I don't want to bow. I love that America's free. We came for that freedom, and that freedom is delivered for us. But I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away to anyone. If I wanted to give away my freedom, I would have stayed in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Okay. I came here for the promise of America. Our family did. So, and among Muslim Americans, there is no group. I was born Muslim. I'm atheist now. Okay. So at 22, I went through the religions. It wasn't for me. Okay. But am I going to defend my family and my background? Sure I am, of course. Right. But ideologically, I'm atheist. So, this country had room for me, and this country didn't ask, are you Muslim? Are you atheist? Right. Are you this? Are you that? It gave me the same rights as anyone else. And I love that. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, Erdogan's taking away democracy in Turkey, in my opinion.
Yes.
And he's done some good foreign policy, but his domestic policy, I'm against. Okay. If I stayed in Turkey, I would almost certainly be in prison at this point. Right. And here I'm not in prison.
No.
And if you turn America into an occupied nation, that's not what we came for. That's not that is against the core of what America is. And if they're paying 94% of Congress, we're occupied.
Yes.
We are. And it's not just Israel. We're occupied by big pharma and big oil and the defense contractors. But all those politicians represent those people and not us. I would love, my driving goal is regain American sovereignty. And when I go to talk to Muslim groups, they say, look, now all of a sudden they're very open to the right wing. Why are they open to the right wing? Because you, Candace, Megan, and others are saying, hey, maybe we got fed a lot of propaganda to hate Muslims because they happen to be Israel's enemies.
Well, of course.
And so maybe all that media about how they're terrorists. And you look at it and go, wait, and we were taught by books that Robert Maxwell bought that Israel was attacked in 1948. Israel was attacked in 1967. Israel's always the victim. And then you look, you go, wait a minute, in 1967, Israel attacked. I was lied to. No, Israel attacked all of its neighbors and destroyed their military, their air forces before they even got up off the ground, right? And they called that a preemptive strike. So that became the new self-defense is offense. And what did we do in Iraq? Preemptive strike. We went into Iraq and they could have weapons of mass destruction. By the way, where did we get that false intelligence? Israel. At the time, Ariel Sharon was saying Iraq is Israel's number one enemy. Iraq at the time, by the way, hated Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda attacked us.
Of course, it was a Ba'athist government. It was secular. They had tons of Christians in the government.
Yeah, not only that, Al-Qaeda constantly attacked the local rulers. So if Saddam ever caught Al-Qaeda, he executed him on the spot, right? So in a sense, he's an ally of sorts, in that case, against Al-Qaeda.
And a counterbalance to Iran, which had held our hostages for over a year in 1979. So it's like, that was in no sense consistent with our interests. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11 at all, despite the many, many lies. I knew people who told those lies. Really, Steve Hayes wrote a whole book about it. It was a lie. No one's ever apologized. But those lies all served one imperative, which is fight Israel's enemies. I was there, so I know that that's true, and everyone knows that that's true, and you're now required to lie about it. It was just a mistake. It was not a mistake at all. It was totally intentional.
Yeah. And so when I give speeches to those Muslim groups and I talk about American sovereignty, that's when I get the biggest applause. Because who is the victim of another government meddling in the American government? The most. Muslim Americans are. Yeah. Because, there's no equivalent. For any money that the Gulf countries or anything else puts into America, it doesn't get any power at all.
Okay, but the Turks, this is interesting because you were born in Turkey. You came here at your co-host on your show, or someone on your show, Anna Kasparian, is just a wonderful person, I think, but is Armenian. So one of the most famous feuds in history, one of the most famous genocides was the Armenian genocide during the First World War. And here you are, good friends, and work together every day. And that, to me, is a huge part of the promise of America. You can leave your tribal wars in the countries of origin and come here and interact as equals under the American flag as citizens. Like, that is truly the vision I think everyone had. We imported tons of Irish in the 1840s into an Anglo country. They didn't eat each other. Those countries had hated each other for centuries, but they all came here and pretty much got along, sort of. Watching the Israelis import, which they are doing, and there are many proxies in the U.S., importing their ancient tribal conflicts into my country, telling me that as an Anglo multi-century American, my family, that I have to hate Muslims or something. It's like, first of all, I'll decide who I hate, not you. It's not up to you who I hate. You're not in charge of me. And second, that's your battle. Why don't you keep it in the Levant? I don't want anything to do with that, right?
Yeah.
But now it completely dominates. You hate Muslims. It's like, first of all, I believe in Jesus. I'm not a Muslim, but I like a lot of Muslims, and I'm never going to say I don't.
And isn't that funny that they're like, if you don't agree to everything the Israeli government does, then you hate Jews. But if you don't...
I don't hate Jews, and I don't hate Muslims, and I don't want any part of their fight. Why would I?
But wait, Tucker. Then they go on to the second part of the sentence. So if you disagree with Israel, you're a bigot. Then they say, you have to hate Muslims. But wait a minute, I thought you were against bigotry. So you're not against bigotry.
So how is hate all Muslims any different from hate all Jews? Well, it's not.
It's not.
It's not, right? It's the same. But these, you have people who don't believe in universal principles, and that's kind of the core problem. It's like only certain types of hate are bad. Only certain kinds of bigotry are bad. No. If bigotry is bad, it's always bad because all people are created by God and they're inherently equal. They may have different abilities. They do have different abilities, but they have equal value. And if you don't believe that, which Barry Weiss doesn't, then you can with a straight face say, anti-Semitism is wrong. I agree with you, Barry Weiss. Hating Muslims is right. No.
I mean,
I don't agree with you. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And by the way, don't bring that into my country. Go away.
Yes. Laura Loomer, Mark Levin say all the time, you should hate Muslims. Muslims are the problem. Well, then you've lost your moral high ground.
Well, they don't believe in a universal principle. It's just identity politics. It's no better than any other form of identity politics, and it's all disgusting and immoral.
Exactly. So, whereas to your point, Anna and I do a show together, and that's an Armenian and a Turk doing a show together.
Literally, in a show called The Young Turks. I was like, well, I first thought it was this years ago. I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
People may not know what the Young Turks were, but whatever.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful thing
the
about
promise
America?
of America? Leave your ancient tribal conflicts in your countries of origin and come here and exist as equal citizens under the law. That is to me, that's the most American sentiment I can imagine.
Yeah. And by the way, when you do that, that doesn't mean that you leave your entire culture behind. Don't bring your food, don't bring your language, don't bring this, don't bring that.
I agree.
No. We've had, the Italians brought pizza, the Jews brought bagel and lox and pastrami, and the Chinese brought, it's great and wonderful. Love it. But you have to agree that America is your top identity.
Of course. Or else you're going to have Hutus and Tutsis murdering each other in your cities.
Yeah.
No. How about no?
You have to be an American. It means something to be an American. It means you put ancient tribal hatred aside. I mean, so when you look at the Young Turks, our audience is Armenians, Greeks, Jews, Muslims, Christians, everyone. And in the old world, that wouldn't have happened. That's why we came here, because we don't want the old world. We want this world of freedom and equality.
Amen. Right. I just could not agree with what you said more strongly. I just really feel it. Things around the world are moving so fast right now, it's impossible to keep up with all of the changes. But we do know that when those changes happen, markets change too. And nothing changes faster than the price of precious metals, gold and silver. It just shifts in an instant because it is a reaction to and against what's happening in the world. So timing is essential. If you're thinking about adding precious metals, and you definitely should, we do, you need to know when prices are going to move and why they're moving. And Battalion Metals makes that all really simple. You can buy the dip when it happens. Try calling your broker in the public equities market. No. This is a new world, and Battalion makes it a transparent and honest world. There's no fraud here at all. We were founded to fight fraud. So if you want real-time alerts sent directly to your inbox when gold and silver prices move, go to battalionmetals.com/alerts. Markets move fast, stay ahead of them. So it's battalionmetals.com/alerts. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.